VHS era's most paused moments.
Starting with
the most paused moments from 90s movies. Now, before streaming in digital frame-by-frame playback, the rewind and pause buttons on VHS players got a serious workout. Let's take a trip back to the 90s and break down the most paused moments in movie history. Starting off with the granddaddy of them all, Basic Instinct. The leg cross scene. You knew this one was coming. Sharon Stone's infamous leg crossing scene in Basic Instinct became one of the most scandalous moments in cinema history. Audiences hit pause to see if they really saw what they saw. And let's just say this VHS scene had a lot of wear and tear. Spoiler, they saw. Number 2 is The Lion King Hidden Message. Disney's The Lion King had its share of secrets, but one moment sent conspiracy theorists into overdrive. When Simba collapses on the cliffside, dust rises into the sky. Many claimed it spelled SEX. Disney animators insisted it actually said SFX as a nod to their effects team, but that didn't stop people from pausing and analyzing every frame. I guess I could see him writing sex if it was made by high schoolers, but anyway. Number 3 on this list is Fight Club, the Tyler Durden flash frames. Most first-time viewers don't catch this, but Fight Club snuck in split-second flashes of Tyler Durden before his character is officially introduced. These brief frames appeared throughout the first act, and fans kept pausing to prove they weren't imagining things. And how about that one at the end? Next is the drawing scene from Titanic. Leonardo DiCaprio sketching Kate Winslet. You already know. This moment in Titanic became one of the most paused in history. Whether it was for artistic appreciation or a pair of something else, let's just say VHS tapes of Titanic got a lot of use. Here's one I only recently found out about actually, the reflection in the doorknob. The Matrix is packed with mind-blowing details, but one pause moment seems to stand out. When Morpheus offers Neo the pills, look closely at the doorknob's reflection. It shows a camera crew that the filmmakers tried to hide with a makeshift coat. Sharp-eyed viewers caught the slip and hit pause to confirm. Number 6, Pulp Fiction, The Bullet Holes. Quentin Tarantino is a master of detail, but fans caught something odd in Pulp Fiction. In the famous divine intervention scene, Jules and Vincent are shocked when a gunman fires at them and misses every shot. But if you pause right before the shooting, you'll notice that the bullet holes are already there. Was it a mistake, foreshadowing, something else? Either way, fans definitely paused to analyze it. I did. And here's a scene I probably paused just as much as Basic Instinct. Star Wars The Phantom Menace, the E.T. cameo. There was a fun Easter egg in Star Wars The Phantom Menace. During a boring scene in the Galactic Senate, you can spot a group of aliens from E.T. the Extraterrestrial in one of the pods. I guess it was George Lucas's way of paying tribute to his friend Steven Spielberg. E.T.'s part of the Star Wars universe. Finally, we'll talk Boogie Nights, the very last scene, that clip of Dirk Diggler showing his thing. Boogie Nights is full of unforgettable moments, but nothing had fans pausing quite like the final scene. That's when Mark Wahlberg's character Dirk Diggler stands in front of the mirror and finally unveils his legendary tool. Let's be real, most people were just hitting pause out of curiosity. From sneaky subliminals to jaw-dropping moments, these pause movie scenes became legendary in the 90s. Which ones do you remember? Let me know in the comments, and if you want to see the most paused moments in 80s movies...
Take over. Need a hint.
The most paused movie moments of the 80s. Number 10 on my list is Tron, the Pac-Man cameo.
Send out every game tank in the grid. Get them! Get them.
Most people remember Tron for its groundbreaking visual effects, but there's a blink and you'll miss it detail that had 80s gamers reaching for the pause button. During a scene where the villain Sark is tracking movements on a digital map, you can actually see Pac-Man hidden in the display. It's a quick Easter egg that most audiences missed on the first viewing. I certainly did. But when word got out, fans started pausing their VHS tapes just to confirm it was really there. It's one of the earliest, coolest video game crossovers in movie history. Next is the Exorcist Demon phase.
Sheriff? Sheriff?
In the 1973 movie The Exorcist, there's a brief but chilling moment where a demonic face appears on the stove. This occurs during a sequence of subliminal imagery scattered throughout the film. The face, often referred to as Captain Howdy or the Pazuzu face, it flashes on the stove as Chris McNeil, the mother of the possessed girl Reagan, is in the kitchen. Now, it is a blink and miss it moment designed to unsettle a viewer on a subconscious level. However, thanks to the pause button on VCRs, people in the 80s can now discover the demon face and then show it off to their friends. Next is a moment I didn't start pausing till the 90s, because I missed it in the 80s. It's from Teen Wolf. Now, Michael J. Fox's transformation into a werewolf in Teen Wolf is not as iconic as The Howling or American Werewolf in London. The real pause-worthy scene comes at the end. As Scott Howard celebrates his basketball victory, there's a moment in the background where a very enthusiastic extra accidentally exposes something. Is his fly just down? Is he just adjusting his pants? Some believe it's the whole awkward shebang. Either way, it became a classic VHS pause and rewind moment. 7 on my list is the exploding head from Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is classic. You know what people love to pause? Special effects that might have gone too far. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, when the Ark of the Covenant is opened, we get one of the most gruesome deaths in 80s cinema. The villain, Belach, watches in horror as his head literally explodes. Fans have paused, rewind, and analyzed every single terrifying frame. Fun fact, the effect was achieved using a gelatin dummy filled with firecrackers, and it was so intense that Steven Spielberg had to overlay a layer of fire to tone it down for the audience. 6 on my list is a scene that creeped me out and scared me at the same time, but I couldn't help but pause it to see what the heck was going on. It comes from Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Lots of hidden details in that one, but one of the most paused moments is also one of the most disturbing. When near the end of the film, there's a quick nightmarish shot where one of the characters stumbles upon a man in a bear costume in a very compromising position with another guest at the Overlook Hotel. The bizarre, unexplained imagery left audiences baffled and scrambling to pause the movie to make sense of what the heck was going on. Even today, there's countless fan theories about what this moment actually means. Number 5. Priest's hidden surprise from The Little Mermaid. One scene in The Little Mermaid became legendary for all the wrong reasons. During the wedding scene between Prince Eric and Ursula in disguise, if you pause at the right moment, you'll see that the priest officiating the wedding, the priest's little soldier is standing at attention, it appears. Now, this scene's been edited in later releases, but not before fans paused, rewind, and spread rumors about whether it was intentional, or just an overlooked faux pas, or nothing. Number 4, from animated members to real ones. This comes from the original Terminator movie, the T-800's arrival. When Arnold Schwarzenegger arrives in 1984 as the Terminator, he didn't bring any clothes. Give me your clothes. In the early scene where the T-800 lands in LA, audiences got a brief but very revealing shot of Arnold as he approached the punks at the observatory. Thanks to the blurry resolution of VHS tapes, fans often had to pause and squint to confirm what they saw. Let's just say there it was, dangling in the night air. Next is the hidden stormtrooper goof, Star Wars A New Hope. This one again from the 70s, but it wasn't discovered until the 80s when the Star Wars was released on VHS. In the famous scene, a group of stormtroopers enter the control room, and if you pause it at the right moment, you'll see one of them bang his head on the overhead frame. The mistake was actually left in the film, and when Star Wars came to VHS, fans discovered it and made it one of the most paused and talked about movie bloopers in sci-fi history. George Lucas acknowledged it by adding a sound effect in later editions. I did not know that. 2 more. In the runner-up position, which very easily could have been number 1, probably the most paused moment in 80s teen movie history, it's Phoebe Cates' pool scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. There's a dream sequence where Judge Reinhold's character imagines Phoebe Cates' character stepping out of a swimming pool. The specific moment became legendary, with countless VHS tapes suffering tracking issues for being paused and rewound too many times. The scene even became a pop culture reference, getting parodied in shows like Family Guy. If you were a teenager in the 80s, you probably paused this scene at least once or 100 times. And finally, the ghost boy from 3 Men and a Baby. One of the creepiest movie urban legends of all time. In 3 Men and a Baby, there's a scene where Ted Danson and his mother are walking through an apartment, and in the background, you see what looks like a mysterious figure standing behind a curtain. The rumor that it was a ghost of a boy who died in the apartment where the movie was filmed. In reality, it was just a cardboard cutout of Ted Danson's character. But that didn't stop millions of VHS owners, including myself, from pausing and rewinding the eerie moment over and over. And I tell you, the first time I saw it, the hair on the back of my neck stood up.
I do want to talk about do you remember there was a ghost in your movie?
Well, here's the story.
This
was a big deal for video sales and all, and maybe Disney made it up, because the story was that this kid died in the house where we shot the movie.
Oh, yeah.
This little boy.
Yeah.
Well, we shot on a sound stage. They built the set and all, and
No. Crazy, but is there a ghost somewhere in the...
what
what is that guy doing?
thought it was always like a poster, a full-size poster that had been knocked over.
Yeah,
That was my theory.
actually it is. It is a cardboard cutout of Ted Danson.
No, it's not. Wait a minute. Let me see the other one. No, so I believe that's a ghost.
You think it's Ghost Boy?
I think it is Ghost Boy.
And there you have it, some of the most paused moments in 80s movie history. Whether it was for shocking secrets, behind-the-scenes mistakes, or just pure curiosity, these scenes had fans wearing out their VHS tapes trying to get a closer look. Did we miss any legendary paused moments? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, please follow for more nostalgia-packed content.
Sha-la-la-la.